My dear friends, in today's Gospel we read the genealogy of Jesus Christ. It was customary for a normal Jew to mention his genealogy up to 5 generations whenever his history was written. This shows the purity of the line. And if it were for a priest, he would trace his genealogy down up to Aaron. That shows how genuine and pure his line was. But here in the case of Jesus Christ, we see the genealogy down up to the time of Abraham. So Matthew is in fact trying to prove to us he is one that needs to be looked upon with much attention, and his genealogy is credible, and therefore he is to be trusted in. But that alone was not the intention of Matthew, because as you look at the genealogy, the way it is presented, Matthew is also having so many other purposes to bring before the readers. And among the many interpretations and the commentaries that we have about this genealogy, one of them is, in fact, it is to show to the readers on how the coming of Jesus Christ changes everything in the history of the Jewish people. Because when we look at the genealogy from Abraham up to David, it is how we see God is creating mankind and bringing mankind to greatness by giving his own image and likeness to mankind. So the creation of Adam and the subsequent greatness of humanity comes in this person of David, from Abraham to David, because David is the person who brought greatness to the Jewish history through his conquest and also establishing peace in the kingdom. But then later we see that the people are straying away from the way of the Lord. So the kings that followed literally abandoned God's way. We see a subsequent punishment that comes. So people are deported to Babylon, the Babylonian deportation. So it's like, the fall of man, the sin that mankind committed. They were rebelling against God, rebelling against God's laws, and the subsequent result is they are driven out of the land of Eden. And they are out there to suffer, to toil, to labor, but the labor gave them no fruits. And then after the deportation to Babylon, when the people come back, there is a new lineage. It is the new lineage that comes after the deportation to Babylon. We see the subsequent rise and the settlement of the people. We also see the settlement of God's people, or maybe the believers in Jesus Christ. So the liberation that comes from Jesus Christ and the subsequent life of grace that follows. My dear friends, this is one of the interpretations, but it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because Jesus is the one who can bring steady growth and a steady pace into our lives that is going very bumpy. If our life is bumpy, if our life is going through a Hitchcock, well, you have the person of Jesus Christ. Therefore, believe in him. He is not going to let you down. Trust in him. He will never abandon you. God bless you. Amen.